make sure it actually starts, and then I've tweeted nothing because I know we're really doing a show. Because I know I was kind of going back and forth like forever, which is frustrating, and I realize that. Alright, looks pretty good. And that is much appreciated. So, because mine is not. Well, it's the first week of school. It's one of those things. He very well may be. Nice guy. Is there some ridiculous scenario as to why? Like, yeah. No, you're not. I'm trying to avoid further learning, so what can I come up with? Yeah, it's live. I don't know. Yeah, it is live. We're doing it live. Do it live. Do it live. Let me put that right there. Oh, I mean. No. That is not what I said. What I said was buying a Spider-Man game day one has never been a thing. Like, as it. Well, no. I'm just saying historically, people have not been buying consoles. Like, I'm buying the system for a Spider-Man game. Like, that's not a thing. And that's fine. I mean, this thing, the game looks great. I want to play it. I'm not buying it day one. I'll just wait till it's cheaper. That's just me. I mean, it's not like there's a multiplayer I'm missing. I mean, if I get it when it's $20, it's still a good game. Yeah, well, they're not Nintendo, so. I literally just sent it. I had it kind of sitting there, and then, yeah. You will again. You will again. Let's see, 22 through 24. No, I asked for it. They never responded. So, well, they did, but they gave hey, we'll think about it, and then, so. They thought about it, and they thought no. Yeah, it looks really fun, especially in co-op. Yeah, so if I should have probably asked for 2, but then again, I played Morphe's Law once, so yeah, I just bought it. It seems fun, but I'm not really gonna play that game. So. People playing it, yeah. Oh, GameVet's on. What's going on, GameVet? Yeah. All right. we're doing 5:35, right? No, 3:53, right? Yes. Unless I've gone forward in time, which I've been known to do. So, all right. Okay. I have the wrong date up here too, so everybody's getting all the behind the scenes. Anyway, it's Wednesday, September 6th. It's GameEnthus Podcast. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody says they can't hear your mic. Oh, wait a minute. Uh-oh. They should be able to hear your mic. Wait a minute. No, it's not coming through. Weird. I don't know. What now? Why? That really stinks. Yeah, I have it set up. I don't know. Say something. Nope, I can hear you, but it is not actually. Say something else. Nope, it's not. What is that? What? All right, I gotta shut it down for a second, game, but we'll be right back. I don't know why it's doing it. So at some point, it stopped recording you. I'm not sure when. That's terrible. It's terrible.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yep. So I guess just listening to me talk to no one, to a brick wall, would have been.
We'll keep an eye out, and if there's an issue.
Yeah, I'm keeping the thing up here so I can just see the meters, and I'll go up and down. All right, let's start this again. All right, it's Wednesday, September 6th, GameEnthus Podcast, episode 353. I'm Aaron, one of the hosts here. Tiny is also here.
I am here, and I'm looking for pictures of Spider-Man. So
you are Tiny Jonah Jameson.
No, J. Jonah Jameson. If you listen to any of the Giant Bomb stuff, J. Jonah Jameson is essentially the Alex Jones of the Marvel Universe. I'm good. So
I can see that. Yeah, I'm kind of saving it because I have a little bit of driving to do next week, and I'm just gonna save that show for then.
I mean, if you want to save their hour-long review of Spider-Man as well.
So an hour of that show is actually just about Spider-Man.
No. They did the podcast, and then they're trying out a new review format with Spider-Man. And if you look at the website, it is like a one paragraph, and then it's an hour-long video. Essentially, them interviewing Ben, who is the reviewer for. So they're doing questions and whatnot. I'm 17 minutes in, but when I started watching it last night, I was tired, so I will probably go back and finish it.
So this is not on the actual podcast. This is just them.
This is one of their video feeds.
Okay.
On the website. So
that's one way of doing it. I mean, that's what like Gamertag Radio's been doing like forever. They've kind of been doing, I don't know about the video part, but they've been, they've done the audio review thing for quite some time. So
yeah, but everything I've seen from Gamertag now is about Destiny. I'm joking. It's not everything I see.
Not everything.
It is a lot.
Yeah, I just that shit passed me. I don't even know. I think I own it on 2 different platforms now.
I was gonna say, hey, did you know if you buy a game $29.99 or more at Best Buy, you get a free copy of Destiny 2?
To go along with the other copy I already have? No, I'm good.
Yeah, I
good.
got that.
That's a priority, so.
Well, I bought Spider-Man, so free game or whatever, free qualifying game.
Yeah. All right. So, what have you been up to?
So, I think last week we finished off. I was heading off to take care of my nephews. Obviously, I survived, and there's proof of life to my sister and her husband, so the children also survived.
That's good.
But yeah. Taking care of a 18 or 15-month-old, 18-month-old, in that range, and a 4-year-old. The 4-year-old got up at 6 o'clock in the morning and wanted to stay up.
That's
straight past that.
Yep. And you and 6 o'clock in the morning.
I had only been asleep for like 3 hours.
Nope.
I think at that point, like it was like I was sleeping on an air mattress. It wasn't the most comfortable. But anyway, it was. I mean, hey, it was great. We played. The 4-year-old. I tried to introduce him to the SNES Classic and whatnot, and he got so frustrated with those games.
I can't imagine why.
So playing Mario Kart, like because we played Mario Kart on the Switch, and we tried to play. He's throwing he's like swerving back and forth with his body too. And I'm like, it's not. He's At one point, I thought there were going to be tears. So we went to the Switch version, and I turned on like the auto accelerate and whatnot, and we played that. That was fun. So yeah, so everyone made it through. So that was fun. I also saw The Meg over the weekend. Finally.
Yeah, I'm going to see that tomorrow.
Okay, that movie is very different from the book, or the books, really.
I didn't know until you told me that it was.
There are 5 novels. Like
that
real
seems
novels,
like a lot for something with what looks to be like a very thin premise.
There's a lot more to it, but I don't know. I had fun with it. I thought it was a fun movie. Like I said, they definitely did change stuff, and some of it is to. I don't know if pander is the right word, but to focus on.
That means it's the right word then.
Well, the Chinese market is a huge buyer for
oh yeah, I mean that's how. So, I mean, remember years ago where studios wouldn't even count international money? Now they're banking on international money, like
right,
to justify doing half these movies.
So like there, and I think one of the production houses is Chinese backed. Like it was, so they made a lot of changes to that were not in, like I said, the book. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's a giant shark just eating people left and right. So yeah. So I mean, turn off your brain, don't think about it too much, and enjoy it. So I'm sorry, Nintendo just put up a picture of getting Mighty Number 9 for the Wii U physical copy. I was confused.
Is that like rare? Or?
I don't know.
I wouldn't think it would be.
I didn't know they did a physical copy for the Wii U. But anyway, yeah. And I mean, aside from that, we barbecued on Labor Day, and I've been playing games. So, but yeah, no, it's been relatively minor. I couldn't remember most of Jurassic Park because I read that back when I was in like 7th grade or something. So I reread the book this week, the first one, and I'm going to reread Lost World. And that book is super good. Like, and also very different, not significantly different from the movie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, like the people, like. Some of the like the lawyer lives, and also the lawyer isn't a terrible person in the book.
He's not blood sucking. Come on.
He's like, and like he's like, yeah. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, no, I was super happy to read through Jurassic Park. But yeah, aside from that, what about you, bud? I saw your pyramid scheme about Movie Pass and Cinemania or whatever.
All right. Well, I finally quit Movie Pass. Had to say goodbye. I mean, I have it until the 20th, but that app is so busted. You can't even. I was trying to let me try to see something before it expires, but it's just trash. Right. So Cinemia is an alternative that is growing rapidly, and because of the demise Movie Pass. But how it works is they used to send out physical cards. But now they give you like a virtual a virtual credit card. So they give you like a 2-hour block. They'll say, hey, you can use this number for 2 hours, and then you can buy advance tickets.
I was trying to figure out what you meant by a virtual credit card, because like I was trying to figure out if you meant you had to have like the what's like the Apple Pay or Android Pay.
Yeah, so
I don't know why I keep.
It's a little more work. Like, so I bought 2 tickets for the Meg. Oh, here's the thing I found out. If you like getting reserved seats, if you go to facebook.com/movies and then link to Adam or Fandango from there, they'll waive the convenience fee. So you save $1.50. So I found that out on a YouTube video about Cinemia. So it took a little more work. So basically, I reserved 1 ticket with the Adam app. Well, Adam online, or was it the app? Either one. And then the other one, I used Fandango for. A little more work, but you still get the ticket for. I mean, basically, it's $10 a month. I saved $13 on the ticket and $1.50 for the convenience fee. Well, $6.
Okay.
Okay. At any rate, yeah. So that is that. Cinemia is a thing. It's a little confusing, more so than Movie Pass, but it's easier to use. Well, not easier, but the fact that you can just get advance tickets and not have to be at the theater and check in within 100 yards of the theater and all that kind of stuff makes it, to me, a nice alternative. So, Ben, if you're listening, I sent you a referral. So I have high expectations. I sent everyone a referral. I have high expectations. All those referrals will be used. So yeah,
you'll get your money back as you get 3 friends to know.
Oh yeah, the person.
Not a pyramid scheme.
It's not a pyramid scheme, but I did get $5 of credit from my wife's former roommate, who had sent me her referral for Cinemia. So yeah, I think she gets like $10. I got 5. That's cool. All right. Yeah. And then the other thing is just, school started, so the craziness has landed. So yeah, nah, it's fine. So far, so good. So that's that. All right. What games you been playing?
Oh man. So I did this on Twitch. So played through the Spider-Man game on PS1.
You see, I didn't realize that game was the old PC game I used to play. I had this really big box.
That is not the same game.
It looks the same with the skeleton. With the
time out. I also played that game. We will get to there.
Oh, okay.
But the first game I played was Spider-Man for. I played it on the PS1, but it also came out on the N64, the Dreamcast.
Oh yeah, well that one
personal computer.
Yeah.
No, that game is very good for the time.
It is. You can swing in some sort of a city.
It's not good to go back. Yeah, you can't go down to the ground because Doc Ock or a mysterious villain has filled it with gas, so you can't descend any further down. But like you can't control your camera, and it's so bad in so many ways. It took me 2 Twitch sessions to get through it, with Nitro laughing at me for a good chunk of it. So,
better man than me.
I wanted to play through it. I don't think I actually ever finished it back in the day. When I came downstairs, and I'm like, I wonder if I own a PS1 copy. So the difference between the N64 and PS1 copies are they did comic book cutscenes on the N64 because they couldn't do the full.
And they added fog, right? So
I mean, it already had fog, so like you really wouldn't see the.
I mean, it's a red cartridge, right?
I think it is. I actually am not sure if I own it. I could not find it.
I do
but
have
I only
it
did a
for
cursory
N64.
So
you tempted me to go just pick it up and show it off. Okay.
So I played through that. That was a lot of fun. Had like people come in, did stupid Spider-Man facts that I know just from playing games. And then the Amazing Spider-Man, which was the one that was on DOS and C64 and all that stuff. That's the one with the skeleton.
Okay, yeah, that I grew up playing those games because I had the X-Men game too, which was also not good.
So this Spider-Man game is real interesting. You go against Mysterio and whatnot. It's all on like a movie set or a movie lot. the whole reason I actually wanted to play it, which I didn't actually get to do, the copy protection for it is just Spider-Man trivia, and you can learn it all from the manual if you like go and whatnot. But it's like, what soap opera is Mary Jane on? And like, this is late 80s Spider-Man trivia. Like, what was Mysterio's original job before he became a villain? Like, all this stuff. And that's the copy protection. You have to answer 3 of those questions.
Like, the target audience will be able to answer all that, but then they figure the target audience maybe will also buy the game, so it might not be an issue.
So I will say the community center that I played at didn't have the manual for whatever reason you can construe. So like, we just had, I remember they had a printout of what the answers were. And so, yeah. But the game I played in some DOSBox online emulator didn't, like, they had stripped out the copy protection. But that game's, it's interesting because, like, you only have, 4 directions and a space button, because it's supposed to be able to be played with a Commodore 64 joystick.
Depending on how much you hate yourself, but yes.
But yeah, well, as we mentioned the skeleton. Spider-Man's health meter is the whole right side of the screen, and it is a masked or whatever. It's a fully clothed Spider-Man, but as he takes damage, the clothing his suit starts to disappear, and his skeleton appears. So it
was a little creepy. I remember kind of being like,
yeah, like, it's real, like the comics, he gets bloodied and bruised, whatever. Now this one, he's just like straight vaporized his toes.
It's like whatever's eating him is going right through the costume, eating all the flesh, leaving the bone.
So I played that for, I don't know, 45 minutes. Like, I don't remember how to get through that game. I'm pretty certain we got about as far as I remember getting when I went to the community center.
I would like to lie and say that I finished it, but I'm pretty sure there's no way in the world that I finished that game.
So, and then finally, I went back to Assassin's Creed on my Xbox One.
Why would you do, like, which one?
Assassin's Creed Origins.
Oh, okay.
The latest one.
Okay.
So, because I'd only really given it like a couple hours or 2 hours or whatever, if that. Part of me, I was playing it, and I don't know if it's a little chuggy just because it's a little chuggy. But I was like, maybe I should go get that Xbox One X deal and pay $35 a month for the next 2 years. And so I was very tempted by that. I was also tempted by that $350 55-inch TLC this weekend. I looked at that for the 4K TV for a long time.
It seems like every time I see one at a really good price, I go to ratings.com or RT, whatever it is, and I look it up. And for the most part, they're never good for, like, the ratings are never really that great for games. Movies, it'll be okay. Live TV, it's okay. Games, I was like, eh.
Really? Because
yeah. I know the TCL is different. I know that one ranks high, but usually
I go to Robert Heron's Heron Fidelity, which Robert Heron used to be on Tech TV and whatnot.
That name sounds familiar. Is he friends with Leo Laporte?
He was totally on the screensavers.
Okay.
I think he liked the 2017 model. So I look at that. I'm like, this man will know more about TVs than I will ever know.
Who was that? Kevin Rose. What was the thing he did?
Kevin Rose.
Dig? Is that the Dig guy?
That was the Dig guy, but before that, he was the Dark Tipper.
What happened to that guy?
He retired and is like a multimillionaire or whatever. So
must be nice.
I'm sure he is fine. I will go look up Kevin Rose right now. So
Leo Laporte. Man.
Twit is still going on. Like, I don't listen to it anymore. I haven't listened to it in a very long time, but yeah. Anyway, so I've been playing Origins. That game's real fun. Like, I like the open world sense of it. Like, I'm just wandering around right now, just killing people.
Okay.
But it's like, I like the fluidness. I like the none of the other Assassin's Creed games really worked on a loot-based system, but like this one, it's like, yo, this is green versus purple. You want purples are more rare. So go with that. So yeah, it's been interesting. But those I mean, I played Overwatch with Linux and Nitro too, but it's Overwatch. So
You play Overwatch without me?
I know. Well,
Traitor.
technically, I think I texted everyone.
Oh,
Or put it in the Discord. Maybe I might have been in the Discord.
that's not the same as the text.
Actually, for me, really, because Discord comes to my phone automatically.
I set that
Anyone
up.
grab the Mega Man 11 demo. I think that's what. Okay,
Oh no, I played. I'm going to talk about it. I played it.
I think that's what Nintendo is talking about when he says like, "Oh, this demo." So,
Yeah, because
okay.
when I saw it, because Wire64 said, "Hey, you have to have a EU or UK PSN account." I'm like, I have one of those, so
So,
it's like,
but yeah.
bet.
But aside from that, I mean, we played some Overwatch, had some fun, and those are really the games I've been playing. And some Dead Cells. I continue with that as well. What about you, bud? What have you been playing?
Well, first I'm wondering why what I typed into the chat also appeared on Twitch. Anyway, sorry, I just got a little distracted. The Messenger. You know, it's funny when you were streaming Spider-Man. Nitro and I were talking about indie games.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he makes fun of me for liking a lot of indie games. That's fine. You know, that's just something that Nitro and I do. So, and I was saying, hey, you should check out The Messenger. And he was like, yeah, I'm all right. It's so good, man. Like, yes, there's a billion 8 and 16-bit looking games, platformers with ninjas, but this game is just, the writing is really good. The platforming is tight. It's just, it's doing what we've seen a lot of the last 5 years, but it's doing it like here. You know, it's crazy. It's really good stuff. Yeah. So you know, the whole thing is you're a messenger. See, Game Vet knows. He says, you know, I'm hooked on the messenger. Messenger is dope. Like, you're a messenger, and when you kind of get to like the end of when you deliver the message to whomever, like the messenger becomes someone else, and then like first you're an 8-bit messenger, and then you become like a 16-bit messenger. So I'm on the 16-bit part. So yeah, and apparently Avalados is talking about getting Spider-Man tonight. I'm not. So I'll get it.
If my Best Buy was opening, I would go get it.
Yeah, I don't do the midnight launch thing because I would get it at midnight and then like fall asleep driving home. Like, it's just, there's really no point. Like, I think it was one of the Gears. I was out in front of GameStop at like 12:30. Like, why? I have no energy to play this.
I mean, the last one, me and Ben both went and got Switches. We went to our respective Best Buy stores to get them. I think he had seen like Logan the night before.
Okay. Well, Ben just said no Best Buys are doing midnight launches of Spider-Man.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'll go tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'll go tomorrow.
It'll still be there tomorrow for someone else. It looks great. I just, you know, I'm not doing it. I mean, I have too much stuff on my plate. Yeah, so the Messenger is great. Check it out. I played a game called Clash of Carrots Ninja. It's like an anime based. It's like a beat 'em up. Okay. Like, you're always running, but you can just move left and right as you want. And enemies come from the sides, and it's interesting. My one thing is you can attack, you know, facing the right, but you have to do a dash move to attack people on your left side, which I find frustrating because that move, there's a meter, and you eat up that meter. It replenishes itself, but I wish they would have made it so you could just like turn and attack people coming from the left, but they didn't. So, it's all right. Seems fun. There's a lot of I think there's online multiplayer. There's games it's one of those games where it's online. You're like, really? Okay. I don't know. So, yeah, seems fun. I'm playing The Blob 2. I never played The Blob. I've seen them.
Oh, really?
I never played the second one. So this is like the, I guess the remake or whatever, or just a port for the Switch. But they ported it to everywhere else too. I don't know. The camera's weird. I don't dislike it, but I'm not wild about it either. I don't know. Have you played the first one or any of them?
I did. I played the first one on Wii.
What'd you think?
I really enjoyed the first one. I thought it was a really cool thing. The Blob 2 was kind of like the second Epic Mickey, where they took it off the Wii and it became, and they made a control scheme that worked on a controller, and it seemed less like I don't know, interesting kind of deal, because like in both of them you're using paint to paint the world and whatnot. And so like I think the Blob 2, I picked up the Blob 2 for $5. I'm pretty sure it's still sealed for PS3.
Yeah, money well spent.
I mean, it's money spent. So, yeah. I mean, I thought the first one was a lot of fun. So,
it seems fun. It seems pretty cool. I played some Shikando on the Switch. That's a bullet hell with like really beautiful like artwork and backgrounds that are all. Yes, Major Linux. It is live. Yeah. It's a bullet hell. It's one of those bullet hells where like, you know, they show you like what pixel or cluster of pixels is actually your hitbox, which is kind of nice. Like a little flame, so you can really kind of see it. So you can, you know, bob and weave in and out of the entire screen full of enemy bullets and stuff. Oh, it seems pretty fun. Went through the first couple of levels. I think I was on easy mode because, you know, I like games. I'm just not good at them. But we know how that goes. So, yeah, that seems pretty cool. Haunted Dungeons Hiyaki Castle on the Switch. That's like a dungeon crawler where you control up to 4 characters that you can switch between. But it's like a slog. It's just, you know, in a lot of games you start off weak, you get better weapons and stuff, but it's almost like it was so dry, it was just boring. Like I have no blocking mechanics. All I'm doing is hitting an enemy, strafing, switching characters, hitting them again, strafing. It's just a constant. That's just the cycle, and it's like this isn't fun. So maybe if I unlock some more weapons or more abilities, maybe it opens up a little bit. But right now, it's just you have no defensive ability other than just strafing, which is not really what I want to do. Did we talk about Morphe's Law since we started? We did, right?
Yeah, we can. I mean, I don't know if we've actually.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about it. So, clearly the developers like Splatoon 2, or at least parts of the UI. So it's a game where there's 2 teams, and if memory serves, how it works, you shoot your enemies. Whatever body part that you shoot of them grows on you. Is that correct?
Yes, and in theory, it's supposed to impart advantages, like bigger legs let you jump higher and run faster, I think. Or
yeah. But it's like a trade-off, though, because I guess there's certain areas you can't get into if your head is too big or your legs are too tall or whatever, stuff like that. But the ultimate thing is you want to have enough of the people on your team have bigger body parts, because that affects like the 2 big statue things at the end, and whichever one is bigger, that's who wins, right? Does that sound?
Yeah.
Well,
that depends on the mode you're playing.
Yeah,
you don't necessarily have to. Your win doesn't go to the avatar, and the very avatar at the end wins. Like if you're just doing straight deathmatch, it's whoever kills more people.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was interesting. I wish. It was real tough to play at points. I was playing online, and it was like just jerky and whatnot because of the. I think it was because I was literally playing with people around the world, and the latency wasn't favorable. So.
Yeah. So I'm sure you're looking forward to a future where we're playing full, 80 gig games, streaming down to you. It's guaranteed to work. I'm just being silly. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's infrastructure pieces to talk about, and there are games that would work fine in that. A first-person shooter, competitive shooter, probably isn't.
A fighting game
Yeah, like fighting. Also fighting. We're talking in the chat about fighting games right now.
Yeah.
There's a real issue there when you start introducing that level of complexity and network lag into a discussion. But I mean, then you build the games around that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, fighting games clearly are not going to be the first candidate for that. Although I'm pretty sure there's Street Fighter games available on PlayStation now, right?
I would assume so.
Yeah. So I guess maybe they've gotten the latency down to a point where it can still make sense to play it.
Or they just don't
they're like,
care
this is good enough.
about. Yeah, exactly. Like you could still play through the single player of Street Fighter 4, and you just wouldn't really be competitive in the multiplayer. So, and that's fine. Like there's, I think some value to that. So.
Work Sucks just asked in the chat. He said out to Delaware, and he wants to know if there are any small gaming stores that you would suggest.
Oh God, I don't think there's any small gaming stores in Delaware. I'm sure there are. That's not true. There are probably
Second and Charles. You definitely want to check out Second and Charles.
Go to Second Charles.
It's not small, but
that's not small.
They have a nice selection.
Linux
said Tiny's basement. Yeah, that's
the best deals. Best deals around. I'm trying to think. Like all the indie video game stores I know of that used to be in Delaware, all like either shut down or left.
Like GamerDoc,
GamerDoc moved over to Maryland and then shut down, and I believe stole a bunch of people's money.
What?
So their lease was ending. This is what I understand from like third-party sources. Their lease was ending, so they moved down the road, which technically brought them into Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, cool. But then my understanding is they shut down and like they still had people stuff in for repair.
And they did not notify them that.
Yeah.
So they just kept all the hardware.
That's what I heard. I didn't. But so I'll put it this way.
That's shady.
I'm on the GamerDoc Elkton, which is the part of Maryland it would be in. Facebook. The last time someone updated this was November 2016. So I don't think they're around anymore.
That's unfortunate. So I guess to answer your question, just go to Second and Charles. They have a pretty
good
selection.
Yeah, if you're in Northern Delaware, Second and Charles is probably fine.
Okay. Let's be honest. Like saying Northern Delaware, like if you're at 7-Eleven by the cashier, like what? Northern, like.
But see, he's gone to the beach, and I'm sure there's some stores down in Lower Delaware. I don't know Lower Delaware, so
Lower Delaware. I'm in Upper Delaware.
I don't understand.
Adjust your monocle. I don't associate with those Lower Delaware people.
I don't understand why you were making such a big deal of this.
Because it's such a small state. Like
that's fine. Like just because we don't have different area codes doesn't mean there is not a deviation in the state as you go further south. So
yeah, Works Sucks. Second and Charles is the name of the store. It's basically like a secondhand store. They sell video games, books, movies music, comic books, toys. Like they have a lot of stuff. They have nice. I mean, this is the only store I've ever been to that had like a pretty good selection of Engage games, and I kept hoping that I would discover and Engage and to justify picking up that library, but someone else bought it.
So let me put it this way: when you go and look at Yelp best video games in Rehoboth, Delaware, because that's probably around where you go to the beach, most of them are in Jersey or Maryland.
Rehoboth, the beach.
The best game stores in Delaware include the GameStop.
That's good, Keon. Yeah, GameStop is not the no.
There's a video game outlet buy and sell and trade in Laurel, Delaware, which doesn't look like it has any reviews. So I as far as I know, like there used to be some fun classic games around here, classic game stores, and
I didn't know they all were gone. Wow.
They all left. So.
I just got I got an email from a gaming store where there's like 3 locations in Maryland, nowhere near me. There's one in West Virginia. It's called Cartridges Galore, and I hadn't been to the one that's closest to me in like 3 years. I forgot it existed. I was like, oh, they emailed me like, whoever gonna say. I'm like, it's still open. That's good. That's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. So, I don't want it to go away. I'm just
Linux, to answer your question, yes, Delaware only has one area code. Everyone in Delaware has a 302 prefix.
Which to me makes the idea of even delineating a line between upper and lower Delaware. Like
3 counties in this great state.
You have 3 counties,
3 counties.
1 area code. That is
1 area code. Multiple zip codes. 1 area code.
We're working overtime.
I don't know. I guess a lot of people in Delaware don't own phones. What do you want me to say?
That's a whole other issue right there.
So, but yeah, it's as far as I know, pretty much all the classic gaming stores have like dried up.
That's unfortunate.
It is, because I used to. That's how I got like Star Citizen imported and whatnot. And
we used to go to GamerDoc, man. And
we went to GamerDoc.
Say things
there was
like, "Hey, what's that?" That's a ColecoVision. I knew that, and walk out.
What was that other like franchise game store? I'm forgetting. It was up on 202 here. I kind of missed my 302 area code right? Like, I know people that now live in other states that maintain their 302 number, mostly because long distance calling is a thing of the past.
Yeah,
for most people, like it's not really. Like,
I still kept my 111. That's just how I roll.
So, but yeah, nothing too exciting.
Okay, Worksuck said they'll be in Frankfurt. So does that change anything? Is that middle Delaware? Is that central Delaware?
The first Frankfurt that pops in my head is Frankfurt, Maryland.
Oh, well. I don't know. All right.
I mean, there could be a Frankfurt, Delaware, but see, this state is so large, I don't know it.
It's so large. It hasn't all been mapped yet. It's just
it is in Sussex County, the lowest county. Newcastle, Kent, Sussex,
but the lowest in terms of.
No, like as in
geographically.
Geographically, the most southern.
Okay, I thought. So. Okay. So, right. There was some chatter going on about us in fighting games. I guess we don't talk about them very frequently. That's not a genre that I play a whole lot of anymore. Although Smash,
I buy a whole lot of them.
Although Smash has definitely had a resurgence in my household. The middle child is into some Smash, so we play a lot of 3DS Smash.
And this is when we don't agree that Smash is a fighting game, because it's not.
It is a fighting game.
100% not.
So what is it then?
Platformer, action platformer.
No, but there's no stages. I mean, okay.
There's 100% stages.
Well, you know what I mean.
There's even transitions in said stages.
Okay, it's
but not because you knock someone through. It's because it's going through its loop.
Okay, well, I still think that it's a fighting game. I don't see why it wouldn't be. And Worksuck says Marvel vs. Capcom 2 all day. I did enjoy that game. That's a great game.
Yeah, well, so the only second trials I know of is in northern Delaware. I know, Aaron doesn't feel like it's a huge difference, but I don't know if you want to take 2 hours out of your day, more like 3 probably, to drive each way. So,
all right. For some reason,
thank you, Game Vet. Thank you. I am right.
I didn't.
Also,
okay. It is a fighting. It's an Evo. I mean, okay. Well, Catherine's an Evo, so that doesn't mean it's a fighting game. But
we're just reenacting the giant bomb discussion.
Well, no, that certainly does not mean it's a fighting game. But
there's a shock. Samurai Showdown is better than all other games, according to Ben.
Ben owns 95 copies of Samurai Showdown for consoles that have yet to be released, but he owns a version of the game because he's Ben. That's how he does.
I will say one thing, since we're talking about Delaware and fun and weird things about Delaware. The black license plates in Delaware are collector's item to the point that I think you get a better return on those than if you have been in the stock market over the last 20 years. I think the last black license, it depends on the lower the number, sold for something like $50,000 or $60,000.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. There's one family that now owns 40 or 50 of them, and they're real low number. It's so weird. Delawareans are very weird. There's so few things we have to hold on to that are our own. So people buy license plates. I don't get it. So
the Joe Biden commemorative dinner plate.
But Joe Biden's not from here. Like, he's from Scranton. He lived here. It's like the same idea as the, oh God, rock guitarist burned his guitar on stage. Jimi Hendrix. There it is. Jimi Hendrix. There's like a historical site in Delaware for Jimi Hendrix. He lived here for like 4 years.
I don't even know Jimi Hendrix lived there.
Like, the story I always remember being told is I think he was a garbage man before he hit a big kind of deal, and he lived in Delaware doing that. Like we have such weird history.
Ben said that Delaware couple pays $325,000
for number 14.
For number 14 for life. That's wow. That's crazy.
Because I know it's a 2-hour drive because it's in Sussex, and to get from Newcastle to Sussex, it takes 2 hours.
Okay, and this is all within Delaware.
Yes.
You're sure?
Just to put in the thing, the reason I know that is because I go and jump in the ocean, or at least I used to jump in the ocean every year
for a good cause.
Yeah,
for a very
in February for Special Olympics of Delaware. So I drive down because I don't go to the beach during the summer. That's
who would do that, right? That's crazy.
Right, like that's what crazy people do. I go in February.
All right. Well, work sucks.
Oh, you should 100% fact check me.
Work sucks is challenging you with a Jimi Hendrix anecdote.
This is something I learned in like middle school that I never cared.
Yeah. That's like when I learned that sushi was raw fish. You know, like, no, it's not. Get out of here. You know, your camera keeps like the focus keeps changing because I think the lighting.
Because literally, I'm changing windows on my monitor.
No. All right. Well, I'm gonna jump back into some of these games I've been playing, so I can get back to list of games. Siggy, A Fart for Melusina is a game that can be purchased for the Switch.
Yeah.
It's like, I think, what was it, like $5 maybe? I don't know. Well, they sent it to me, but it's a 2D platformer sort of. It definitely takes some pages from Ghosts and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts, whichever. The premise is this. I mean, it's deep. You're like this knight or soldier, and you're walking along. You see a mermaid sitting on the edge of a cliff, and you happen to pass gas. She turns and looks at you, and then jumps into the water. So the premise of the entire game is you're trying to find her, because for whatever reason, like you thought she was really pretty, and I don't know. That's the game. It can be. I beat it in 39 minutes. I mean, at the end it says 30. I mean, it's very short. It's a couple of stages. I don't know. It's alright. The boss battles are kind of clunky, but it functions. So I don't know. Let's see. This one was a surprise. Chiki-Chiki Boxy Racers.
I have no idea.
Exactly. So I'm not really a big fan. Like, how do you feel about RC Pro-Am?
We go back to I didn't own a Nintendo when Nintendo was big, so
okay,
I don't really have any feelings on it.
Okay, how do you feel about Ivan Iron Man Stewart's off-road driving?
I thought the stand-up cabinet with the steering wheel was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So, I guess what I'm saying is there's been any number of releases for the last, 5 or 6 years of sort of top-down isometric racing games, and for the most part, they're functional but not great. So I watched the video for this. They sent me an email, and I was like, all right, I'll go ahead and send me a key for it, so I check it out. It's great. I was very taken aback by it. I mean, it's from an angle, a viewpoint, and it's from an angle that typically I don't really like.
Okay.
But the control, so you can use the face buttons and like the up or down on the analog to sort of turn or whatever, and then use the face buttons to drive. Or you can control all the driving outside of like the boost mode, which you need a face button for that.
Okay.
You control all the driving with the analog, and it works. You can drift. I mean, they really got the controls like down pat. It has online multiplayer. Nobody was online. Up to 8 players on the Switch. It was a ton of fun.
Okay.
I was very surprised by that because some of that stuff was like, no, it's not going to work out. But it did. And this is a weird one. Old School Musical. It just came in maybe around a couple hours ago today. This game is weird. Like, the premise is like you're these square and rectangular guys. And one's name is Ra, the one's name is Tib. And the mom character is like a larger white cube, rectangular cube kind of thing, with hair and just red underwear. I don't know. It's weird.
Okay.
The whole game is like the mom is always training you. It's a rhythm game, so the mom is always really hard on the two of them, training them to like press the buttons to the beat or whatever. So there's like an icon in the middle of the screen, and there's icons that come from up, down, left, and right, and then there's sometimes there's things that are roll up from bottom to top that you use the triggers for. You stick to the beat, and then the characters will move along the path or whatever. The world starts glitching out, and then the mom disappears and says, "Hey, you have to find me. I'm at the communications tower or whatever. Escape." So the actual game is like you going through like silly mock-ups of like old NES games. So like there's a Mega Man stage. It looks like Cutman stage.
Okay.
The issue, and it's fun. Like the music is kind of weird, a lot of bass heavy stuff, and you're just pressing the buttons to the beat, and it can get pretty challenging. The issue is you want to look at everything because there's like a level that's like the Ninja Turtles and the sewer, and like I said, Mega Man Cutman stage. You want to look at everything, but if you do that, you're not focusing on hitting the buttons, and then you'll lose. Now, I haven't really seen what a game over screen looks like, but I'm going to fail intentionally to see. I'm sure I'll get hard enough, or I'll just fail anyway. But I don't know, it's pretty interesting. It's just you can't look at what you want to look at because you have to focus. So it's a weird kind of trade-off. And I know there was a question earlier about Mega Man 11. Yeah, I downloaded it. I don't like the scream that Mega Man does when he dies. I'm not a fan of that, but that's not like a deal breaker. It feels fine. It feels like a Mega Man game. It just happens to be polygons and not pixels. So it works. The only stage that's in the demo is Blockman stage, and there's a couple of sections I find frustrating. I didn't even make it to Blockman because I kept dying, which I know seems weird. Because if you go to normal mode, they give you 2 lives or 3 lives. I kept dying so much. I said, "Oh, let me see." So I went to casual mode. They just give you 5 lives, and your Mega Buster might be a little more powerful. I'm not really sure. I think it just give you more lives as the difficulty decreases. There's just a couple of sections I just didn't like in the stage. It felt like it felt like they gave you too much to do. Like there's like this buzzsaw on the left side, and there's these objects that come down that you have to jump into, shoot little bricks in them, and then make your way through them. It's like 3 of them, and I kept getting stuck in like a particular jump, and I couldn't make it out. And once I got past that, then I got to a stage where there's more bricks falling, and I wasn't even really sure I was supposed to get out of it. Like you do have rush as default, so you can just press the triangle button. I played on PS4, so you can use rush, but I didn't even make it to the boss, which was kind of. I'm not doing it later, but it was kind of disappointing because it's like it can't be that hard. So, and then there's a mechanic where you can use 2 different abilities, like to slow down time and some other stuff. I probably should have used those powers, and I probably would have made it, but that is what it is. And yeah, that's it for the video game stuff. And you all know that, well, if I've been talking about, I've been kind of card game crazy for the last couple of weeks. So
you have.
I really have. And the kids are into it, and it's just fun, man. Like we've been playing 5-Minute Dungeon, where it's a cooperative thing where you want to defeat all the different cards and different symbols and stuff. And yeah, you know, there's an app for it that actually you can set up a timer, but there's a free app for it that has some, you know, witty banter from a narrator and crap like that, and it's fine. You know, it just times you 5 minutes, and I don't know, it's pretty cool. So I'm playing Boss Monster, which is a game that has cards that are modeled after. 8-bit games. Everything's like pixelated, and you basically are creating a dungeon. You're the boss. Everybody is their own boss, and you're creating a dungeon to kill all the heroes who come through it. So that's pretty cool. And then one came in today called The Mind, which is a game where two to four players, where you go through different like phases. So for phase 1, everybody has 1 card, phase 2, 2 cards, so on and so forth. And you want to put down the lowest card at a time, but you can't talk. So the whole point is like you want to communicate like without speaking and figure out like if there's a 16 down there. If you have 17, you can't say I have 17. You just have to like, I don't know, you do it in your facial expressions or what, but you have to communicate, non-verbally with the other people to make sure you're all laying out cards in numerical order. It's fun. Well, I haven't played it, but I watched a couple YouTube videos. It looks pretty cool. So
interesting.
So somebody at my job put me onto that, so that came in today. So I don't know. The card game thing is real, man. I'm into the card game. So
Work Sucks is out asking about Dose.
Dose. Yes, Dose is definitely worth picking up. I mean, it's like $7 at Target. I think Target has it's like exclusive there, I believe. Because I went to, I'm telling you, I want you to sit down. I want you to, I want to make sure that you're okay. I went to a game shop in DC with a coworker. And somebody at the store actually said, "Oh, I think it's exclusive." So I have a coworker
Interesting.
I have a coworker who I think he's either going to join our Extra Life team or he's going to donate money, whatever. But he's really into board games and stuff.
Good stuff.
So yeah, so he and I went to a store and check out some stuff. But yeah, Dose is really cool. It's different than Uno. I kind of like it better than Uno in a way, just because everything is really about the numbers. So you just want to match the numbers, and then if you match the colors, you get bonuses for matching the colors. And then you can,
Gotcha.
So if it's your turn and you match, let's say there's a red 7 and a green 4. If you happen to have a red 7 and a green 4, I mean, if you have a 7 and 4, you can put cards down. But if you happen to match the colors, the first time you match a color, you could put down an extra card before it moves on to the next player's turn. And if you match both, you also get to make everybody else pick up a card. So it's interesting. And then you can, if you have a 3 and a 4, if you don't have a 7, you can put those 2 down and still get to 7. So if you can add up to if you can add up to the cards, you get rid of more cards. So that's even better. And then you still yell out Dose before if the person doesn't yell out Dose, they have to pick up 2 cards, all that stuff. I don't know, it's pretty cool. I'm digging it. So.
Cool. Well, I mean, now that you're so into board games and whatnot, there are several board game stores I can bring you to. So, when are we gonna start? When are we gonna start playing Warhammer? Just you tell me how many little figures you want to start painting.
No, I don't do the figure thing, man. It's really cards.
So,
I like something with just some cards. I'm good. Although I do have Carcassonne just kind of sitting there, waiting to be played. But yeah, I think we played everything but Carcassonne.
My mom, I was over at my parents' house sometime over the weekend, and she brought up this game that when she was down at the beach, and my sister and her family came down. It's Onrush. It's like it's a square grid. Think of it. I think it's like 8x8, and you put down these little cars, and the objective is to get the ambulance out through there essentially is a gap in the grid around the grid that the ambulance can drive out, but you have to move the other cars around, but you can't pick them up, so they can only move essentially laterally, or they can only move in straight lines. It was interesting. Like like you put it down and you have to look at it, and it's essentially just a block moving puzzle. Like they just happen to be shaped like cars, so some blocks are 3 lengths.
Of course, the Codemasters game comes up first.
Oh yeah,
because that.
Well, you're doing.
Is there a hyphen in it, or is it just Onrush?
I thought it was space.
Okay. Oh, and to answer Work Sucks question, yes, I played Phase 10. I was introduced to it many years ago. I picked it up. I have no idea where it is, and then I just played it. We played it again at a friend's. No one is. I don't think anybody's ever played that game like fully to completion, because it would take you like the barbecue will be over. It will be the next day by the time somebody actually got to Phase 10. Phase 10 is cool. It just take forever.
It is not Onrush. Sorry. And actually, I remember this because my mom kept saying it, and I was very confused. It's Rush Hour. And every time she would say it, I would just think of Chris Tucker. And
so, yeah, this is the board game based on the movie with Chris Tucker. And
yeah, it was interesting.
Like, it sounds interesting. I'm taking a look at it now.
My nephew enjoys it as a 5-year-old.
Okay, I see it. Is it something that anybody can enjoy?
I think so. So, because if you look, there's 40 challenges essentially, and they're ranked essentially by difficulty. So, as someone who is
why isn't there 41? Why only 40? I don't understand.
I don't know. You gotta go out.
Step it up, man. You can't be suggesting stuff with 40. I mean, come on.
So, but yeah, it's a lot of fun.
This looks pretty cool. I like stuff that I can play with the kids, but it's for everybody. It has to check those boxes for me.
And that's the cool thing. Like I only had like 10 minutes before I had to leave to go see the Meg. She's like, "Oh, I want to show you this." I'm like, "Okay." So, and I played a couple of the harder ones, and like, the thing is, once you know, like, there's only one gap in the side, so you have to get the car out via that gap. Like, you know what you have to do. It's just how do you execute it.
So it's about sequencing and
like.
So it's basically like those puzzles I hate in video games.
Right? Yeah,
pretty much.
It's a block puzzle. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
So, there actually was one other game. If you were done with games that I forgot to mention.
Yeah, I'm done. I think I talked.
I played through Donut County.
I want to get that.
I played through it on my phone, and it was a lot of fun.
I can get it on my phone. It's iOS only, right?
I don't know if it's iOS only, but I got it on iOS. It was $5.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun. Like, you control a sinkhole, and like you do the Katamari thing.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
Like, the writing's interesting, and like what's going on, and it definitely has a perspective on gentrification that it has something to say. So you should play through it to hear it.
Let's see, is it available on? And it's not.
I'm sorry, bud. Yeah. Maybe they're going to release the APK directly so that you can download that.
After they get bought up by Epic, yeah.
So there's a couple things in the chat real quick. Paladins become the same game. The last time I played Paladins, it was becoming more like Overwatch. So, but it's been a little while. I downloaded the one on Steam on Switch. That's one thing that's cool about it. Like, you can play that game on Switch. That I can't play Overwatch on Switch right now. And then D&D, like, if you get the right campaign, like, kids love it.
Work Sucks. I've wanted to get into D&D for a while. I just haven't. I mean, I know people who are playing it. It just, I don't know.
If you wanna try it Extra Life, I will.
That might not be a good time to, like. I mean, there are people who do that and do it very well. I don't know if walking people through that initially is really a.
Well, we wouldn't. My answer wouldn't be that we would do like characters and whatnot. You do pre-made characters. I
mean, we might just want to play that, that Dungeons of Mystara game on the Saturn or something. That might really be enough.
I will play that beat 'em up and probably have more fun than us playing. But I mean, there are like Pathfinder and whatnot that is more straightforward.
Okay.
Like D&D type games.
I mean, we could watch the Dungeons and Dragons movie starring Marlon Wayans and just record our faces up close of our reaction to how horrible that movie is.
I have that movie on DVD, so
I'm not watching that. That's
if you want to do that,
no, sir.
we could do that. And if you really want to get geeky, actually, you've met John, Mr. Barone. He him and a couple of the other guys I knew from college made the
that
Pokemon D&D that I'm failing. I feel bad.
Did I meet him or I spoke to him? I don't think have I met him.
I don't know if you've met him. I thought you met him at MagFest, but if not, at least we've had him on the show.
Yeah, nice guy.
Yeah, they went through that movie and identified all of the creatures that weren't actually in D&D.
They just made up stuff.
Oh yeah, they just this is what we have in the prop department. So, but I mean, on the other hand, if we want to do board games, I found my Warhammer 40K.
Yeah,
this is the codec.
Okay.
So I
was thinking more like Werewolf or the Resistance or Cool Dose. It's.
I want to go spend $300 on stupid figurines that I'm going to forget about.
The hits. Worksuck says, "What about Munchkin?" I played Munchkin, but it's been a very long time. I don't own it. I played it years ago.
Yeah, I haven't played Munchkin since college.
I played at Kyle's house some years ago. So, yeah, man, the card game, board game thing is I don't know. It scratches a very similar itch, but I can, it's not just me staring at a screen. There's a definite appeal to getting other folks involved. So
yeah, I mean, we'll figure out some stuff for Extra Life.
Definitely,
we could do a quick campaign, but that'll be up to the group. So, because otherwise, I'll just play 24 hours of Overwatch, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, aside from that, but yeah, Donut County was great. I played through it.
Yeah, I'm tired of all these people making games and then none of them are available on Android. It's like, come on.
Well, I mean, they like to make money and have some control over the marketplace.
Make it for free. I'd gladly buy it, but it's just not available.
So, I'm looking to see if they've announced an Android.
He hit us with the GameEnthus money. Figures, I forget. Oh, man.
Oh, okay. I played Warhammer in middle school to high school, like for almost a decade. That's what I talk about. Like, I'm not actually gonna go spend $300 on figures.
Sure, but you're not.
I probably spent that much time over that time, and then me and my friend had a falling out, and I just forgot those figures got left at his house, and I wasn't gonna talk to that jerk, and so went my Warhammer army, and actually my brothers too. So, it's very sad now because I kind of want to play again, but I don't want to spend a ridiculous amount of money. So, but I look at it, I think about it. So, Aaron's left us, so he went to go get Spider-Man to rub in my face. He has an N64 game. I don't. So, hi, Aaron.
Hey.
Did you go and find something that you might have that I don't?
That is entirely possible.
I don't think I have. So,
all right. So Spider-Man is red. The N64.
On the PlayStation, it's just a case. So
little end labels there. So yeah. And also, Robot Rocket on Wheels is red. I
have that.
The N64.
That's what I thought when I pulled it out. I thought that was Spider-Man.
This was published by Ubisoft.
It was.
And it was made by, what was it? Sucker Punch? Before they were Sucker Punch made this?
I mean,
somebody
sucks. I'll be honest. You just have to make very poor life decisions that generally revolve around video games, and live alone.
That's
so. I mean, again, we were very lucky when we were growing up. There's a board game store or a gaming store, but like tabletop gaming, close to here. That we got to know the people, so they throw us some figures every once in a while. So. Like we played a bunch of games. I played a bunch of the CCG stuff. When they started clearancing out the Star Trek game, we all played the Star Trek collectible card game. But I how can I get a boat and such? I do not own a boat and such.
You know what boat stands for,
right? No.
Break out 1,000. So.
I have fallen down YouTube holes lately. One of them being just like random Jurassic Park facts, which is weird. But another one is these people that like go sell off their houses and live on houseboats. And I'm like, that's cool. I'm never going to do that.
No.
Like, so.
Nope.
No. So but. You know what I didn't talk about? Actually, I guess we'll talk about it real quick. Yo, the MagFest hotel registration was ridiculous yesterday.
I mean, so it's not getting better, I guess, because I never really did it before. I let you guys normally handle it, and I'm glad that you do. I just
it's not that it's not better,
but
it's that it is. I would like to say truly random, even though nothing's truly random. But like everyone that was in the queue at 7 yesterday, then got given a random. Everyone that was in the virtual lobby got put in queue, and it was random. It didn't matter how long you were in the virtual queue, the virtual lobby. Got put in. I got put in at like 4,400 of 5,000 people.
I got put in at like 17 or 1,800.
See that Mike J and Linux and Assault Suit were lower. Ben was actually higher than me. So like we had no chance of getting a hotel.
No.
So we luckily, I'm very happy to say we got 2 hotel rooms. We actually have 3, but I think one's going to be canceled.
At the more expensive hotel, right?
Yeah, the more expensive, but we are not in the Gaylord. But like, I'm fine, and I'm fine with that.
I'm okay.
There
with
is
that.
some discussion about like people were talking about like at Dragon Con and at other ones. There is a how do you put it? A legacy benefit. So like if you've gone to the event before, you get a preference, and I wish MagFest would do that. So, like, hey, like we keep coming to your thing, please. Please, like, give us a preference on rooming. But anyway,
yeah, we've been doing this for 10 years or whatever it is. So.
Exactly. But it was interesting, like how they did it yesterday and whatnot. But we're all booked up for MagFest now, so that's good. We got to start talking about PAX at some point, like seriously talking about PAX. Because that's probably going to come up for tickets in the next month and a half. So, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. Other than that, that was it. If you if you do go to GameStop, this month they're doing a charity fundraiser. With Make-A-Wish and Children's Miracle Network. So
I thought they're partners with Extra Life now too.
Well, Children's Miracle Network. It comes up as CMN.
Gotcha.
Not Extra Life. They also have a team, partners like an Extra Life team for GameStop corporate and whatnot. That's another thing. But hey, yeah, if you're in the store and you can throw $1 or whatever at it, it goes to benefit your local Children's Miracle Network hospital. It's 50-50. So if you throw $1, it's 50 cents to Make-A-Wish, 50 cents to CMN.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yep.
What if I want all to go to CMN? Can I just create a scene at the middle of the store? Can I?
You don't get to pick. I'd actually be more surprised. So, people are supposed to go out to the GameStops and like, hey, say thank you and blah 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 and talk about about Extra Life and whatnot. I went out to 3 stores on Saturday. 2 of them didn't even mention it and skipped past the donation screen immediately. And the third one was like, you would like to make a donation to Make-A-Wish? And I'm like,
You're not surprised though, right?
But well, it's just weird. Like, I don't know. It's weird how they're talking about going about it. Like, hey, go to your store and thank your store associate. Hey, I work at GameStop. The store associates don't care.
Javon really loves King of Fighters, man. He keeps mentioning King of Fighters in this chat.
Hey,
that's good. But he don't. The important thing is he started off by saying I donated. That's good.
So King of Fighters is great, but
so I guess the real question is Javon, are you going to buy the maybe you might have said this already, but the Neo Geo SNK, whatever that thing is, the mini 40,
the cabinet,
the little mini cabinet thing, because I know the Japanese version has like 20 fighting games, whereas the international version has more Metal Slug games. So either you like punching people in the face or shooting them. I don't know either. make a decision.
I don't know. There's an article on Retronauts that says the Neo Geo Mini comes up short.
So.
So.
Oh, how so?
It's a very long article that I haven't read yet.
Why don't you read it out to us right now?
No, that's
verbatim.
Okay. So,
in terms of like performance, or just the game selection, or what?
SNK's bite-sized arcade machine reveals that a mini hot dog is just a wiener.
What?
That's the subline
gotcha.
on the thing. I'm literally going to skip to the end to see if there's some kind of straightforward comparison. I think he doesn't like the size of it, is what I'm getting from this. Which, yeah, I would.
Well, I'll put it to a television.
Up to a TV. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
My favorite thing about the Neo Geo Mini is how cute it is. Lest anyone forget that already was an attempt to prepackage Neo Geo games in a shell that looked like a Neo Geo console. Yeah, the gold, man. Instead, the Neo Geo Mini is an absolutely adorable tiny arcade cabinet. One that literally fits in the palm of my hand. It's colorful and comes with a set of stickers for decorating. Even the power button, which sits on the rear of the machine, is round. There's a round Neo Geo logo, an unnecessary bonus no one would have missed if it had just been a regular Switch. Yeah. There's a matter of accessibility, clashing with the Neo Geo aesthetics. As I said, the tiny arcade cabinet is delicate to look at. I'll keep mine forever, but the tiny joystick and buttons are not fun to play with. They are certainly functional, as I would execute complex special moves without getting frustrated, but functional is not comfortable. So, anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't really in the market for one, but it looked kind of cool. It's for somebody. Somebody not named Aaron.
Yeah, someone named BC Terps.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
he just wants one custom made with all Samurai Shodown games. That's all. Just
Right.
just even they can just
away.
repeat them. You know,
Blow
change the
away,
cover
put
art.
Samurai Shodown. So anyway, but aside from that stuff, hey, I think everyone should have heard by now that Nintendo Direct was rescheduled due to the earthquakes in Hokkaido, and
Yeah.
I mean the typhoon last week, and so obviously we hope everyone's okay and whatnot. And what they're going to announce is not as important.
No,
So
not as important as people's lives and well-being.
yeah, so,
We can wait.
but Yoshi's Crafted World is leaked out because not everyone got the memo that they were pushing back the
Wait, we're not doing it? What? Okay.
Well,
My
the thing
emails
was,
now.
I thought I saw Super Nintendo put up on Twitter like they were going to do something at the New York store in coordination with this Direct, and he was like, "Should I drive up there?"
Nope.
Like, that's a 3-hour drive, bro. But I mean, if you want to,
You shouldn't drive up there if they were doing it. So I don't know. Like that's.
so.
I mean, it's each their own. That's that's his call.
All right, it's your time and whatnot.
His name is
then-
Super Nintendo. So that.
Right. The other thing Aaron has listed on here is THQ Nordic has now bought the IP for Kingdoms of Amalur, the game that bankrupted Kirk Schilling. Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I know he was trying to run for was it a House seat or a Senate seat
I don't remember.
in Massachusetts?
He's just not that important in my life for me to
No, he's not.
want to remember.
And I always thought the irony of like him being, I mean, he's a bigot. He's a terrible person. But just him being, hardcore conservative, yet taking a pretty sizable loan from Rhode Island. It's like,
Right.
okay,
To make this game that
so you needed help to do something. Anyway,
to make this MMO
yeah.
that never came out, and then they converted a game that Big Huge was working on. Is that who made Kingdoms of Amalur: Reckoning? I think it is.
Oh,
Anyway, that game was already in production, not as a Kingdom of Amalur's game originally. So.
It was. I mean, it was a pretty decent game, though.
Other stuff to talk about real quick. WildStar developer Carbine is shutting down. If you remember the MMO WildStar, came out years ago.
Wait, is this the one that was all over PAX? Or was that some? That's
Firefall.
So which one is this?
This one was owned by NCSoft. I think you could play as like a little furry character.
Was
like
this the Cartoon Network one?
No,
I'm being
this
silly.
was
That was Fusion. Yeah. What was it? Fusion Fall.
Fusion Fall.
I played that for like a week. I went, oh yeah.
No, WildStar came out in 2014.
Okay.
It found an audience originally, and then has just been slowly dying since. I don't think this will be the last MMO announcements we're going to hear, because all the rumors, Star Wars might be going away too.
Are people just not into that anymore, or?
Well, let me rephrase that. They will be sunsetting development on Star Wars. They might not close down the servers, but
it's coming.
Yeah. And then the last thing, they apparently Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. This was the chibi version that came out on mobile phones for Final Fantasy. It was episodic.
This is not even on my radar.
Well, so think of it this way. They made Final Fantasy 15. Then they made they remade that game in this mobile-friendly version.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot cartoony. And now they're taking that and bringing that to two platforms that already have Final Fantasy 15.
Well, it's a different game, though. It's not the same game, just with a different art style.
No, it is. My understanding is it is the same game.
So, wow. Oh, so they just scaled it down because obviously they couldn't have those graphics
so it would run on mobile. But my understanding is it's the same game. So,
interesting. Because it's. Javon just asked about what are our thoughts on Pixel Pals. I don't know. What is that?
That's not the Trexel. I got sent something about Trexel for Star Trek, and like the animation looked cool on that. I don't know what Pixel Pals is though.
Oh, those the light things, right? Is that the? Oh, because he mentioned he bought a Ken one from GameStop. That's the thing we plug it in.
Oh, they're from PDP. Yeah, I'm seeing it now.
Oh, they look cool. I don't know where I have enough stuff. I don't think the wife will let me justify putting that stuff up, but I don't know. No, they look cool. I'll be honest with you. If I see a Cutman one, I might just be tempted. I'm just putting that out there. I might have to grab one for myself. There's so many little tchotchkes and things now that are beckoning for our money. It's ridiculous, man. It's a SpongeBob on the website. Yeah,
and there's like Marvel vs. Capcom ones.
What about that Ken swag, huh? Nah, man. It's all about that Ryu, son. It's all about that Ryu. Yeah.
Iron Man? I got them.
Ryu versus Spider-Man.
This was dumb. I was wearing my MagFest badge during registration yesterday, and it brought me no luck. So, I was very disappointed.
Sorry to hear that.
I know, right? Again, someone had to be at the end.
Whoa. He said it was $5 for one of those pixel things? $5? What?
Let's go to GameStop's website and check it out.
They got Kratos?
How big are I'm not getting a
Okay, the
scale.
website has a lot of them for $15, so I could see. Nah, man, it's all about Ryu.
Oh yeah,
Ken, come on, man.
They're clearancing out. Master Chief is $5. Akuma.
Ryu was in them streets learning how to fight, man. Ken, his parents had a gym membership. Ryu learned how to fight by a waterfall. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
By a picturesque waterfall.
I never liked Ken. It's all about Ryu.
They are clearancing out a lot of these.
Yeah, they are. It's Mega Man.
But it's all like go to your. Though the classic ones, they're not. Well, some of them. It's weird.
They've retired, so they have a bearded Ryu. They don't have a bearded Ken. Think about it.
Well, wouldn't that be Evil Ken?
Does Evil Ken have a beard? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know where this is really going. So.
Yeah, now we're just kind of prattling on. So.
I see. Even though Ken sets people on fire, it's all that finesse. It doesn't mean anything, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all about Ryu. There's some kind of USB adapter. They have that.
I was
too?
looking at that. That was on their page, right?
Yeah.
Standard USB adapter, not compatible with 8-bit Pixel Pals. I was confused at what this meant.
So they retired like Shredder, Fallout, the Fallout Boy, Pit Boy,
Fallout Boy,
Fallout
the band.
Boy, Fire Mario, Solar Blaze, Mega Man. See, man, you don't got us looking at this stuff, man. Come on. Your second favorite is Dan. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I did like Dan just because you weren't supposed to like Dan. Dan was cool because Dan was supposed to be corny.
Dan's the ironic.
Yeah, Dan is like, you know what? This kick it does almost no damage, but it looks all right. This this fireball is barely leaving his hand, but we'll let it slide. So yeah, what is a Batman, a Wonder Woman, a Sonic with a broken leg? All right, you know what? You got us looking at all this stuff, man. We're gonna get in trouble. Me buying some of this mess.
I guess the last thing, Burt Reynolds passed away today.
Yeah, he did.
So in his several video game appearances that I can think of, like Vice City, so to make it relevant. But yeah.
I thought about watching Boogie Nights, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna do something else.
I saw something say he was in Star Wars, and I'm like, I don't know what he was. And I went and looked at his filmography. I'm like, that is wrong. Like, I'm pretty certain I would remember a Burt Reynolds Star Wars character.
Maybe he had something. Maybe he had something over his face, or I don't know.
The closest I could find was there was, I think, a parody on SNL. So, but, oh, actually, there was one more thing I wanted to mention. Microsoft is rolling out Alexa support for the Xbox One.
That is interesting. Well, but the fact that they keep mentioning Cortana, it's like, kill Cortana because nobody cares, and just put Alexa in everything. I don't like why do they even bother with that? Like, nobody. Yeah. All right. I don't get it. But yeah, that's cool, though. That's cool.
I guess I'm interested because that means I don't have to go buy an Alexa to play around with some of those skills. So hopefully. So, like, I'll be able to... There's a Batman event, like, or I guess audio adventure on there. There's some cool little, like, essentially choose your own adventure games on Alexa that I'd like to play around with, including that Skyrim thing.
And just I think that the Xbox All Access thing that's pretty dope. I mean, allowing people to get your system a piece at a time. I mean, that makes sense.
Especially it comes with so Linux confirmed that it just adds on to your Xbox Live account and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So like the 2 years essentially just adds on to your existing account.
Okay. So did he have an X before, or?
Yes, he had a regular Xbox One.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it's interest free. I mean, that they do some kind of credit check, but it's interest free. I mean, are you even paying sales tax? Yeah, you probably are paying sales tax.
I mean, not in the great state of Delaware.
You got me there. You win this round.
So actually, you know what? If you come to the great state of Delaware before September 30th, you should stop by Microsoft Store and get an Xbox.
That's a pretty good. That's cool. It definitely lays on the groundwork for what they want to do for the next generation.
Yeah, we were at when I went to the movies. There's a Microsoft Store right across the street in the mall, and I was like, I could go do that real quick. Like, I could have an X, but. Much like not getting that TV, I did not get the X. So,
you said you did get the TV, or you didn't get the TV?
I did not. But if I'm gonna get a 4K TV, okay, man, this is gonna get me accused of GameEnthus money. If I'm gonna get a 4K TV, I'm not gonna get a smaller TV than the 1080p TV I have now.
That makes sense. Inches. Like I have a 55 1080. I don't want anything smaller than that. So
right. Like I'm not gonna downsize.
Just for 4K. So.
Right, like, but 100%, if Robbie was here right now, it'd be like, GameEnthus money. So.
GameEnthus money.
Nah, it's not a free Xbox. So the Xbox All Access from Microsoft essentially you're just paying it all. It's amortizing the cost of an Xbox
over 2
years of gold, 2 years of Game Pass, and you pay for the Xbox One X. It's $35 a month. So if you do the math, I think you save. We looked at it last week. You save like, I think 20 cents a month over what the cost would be.
Not much.
Now that's on the X. On the S, you actually do save like something like $15 a month or something, or it is significantly cheaper to go that way than to just go buy an X. And the funny thing is, you could just pay it off sooner if you wanted to. So,
that's cool.
I think there's like a 90-day piece, but other than that, so yeah. Other than that, I think that was all the stuff that I had in my head for news. So,
all right. Shout outs, plugs.
Hey, if you want to come join our Extra Life team, raise money for your local Children's Miracle Network hospital,
We'd love to have
go to extra-life.org/teams/GameEnthus. And yeah, come just sign up or donate. 100% of what you donate goes directly to the Children's Hospital we're supporting. Aaron supports John Hopkins. I'm supporting Children's Hospital Philadelphia, which, by the way, was on the top 10 children's hospitals list that came out this week. I didn't see Hopkins. So, yeah. Do that. And also have your dog spayed or neutered and give blood.
Yes.
To the Red Cross via a donation station. Don't I don't know.
We'll just drop off like a bag of blood to the Red Cross. Like, here, you know. They might have some questions for you.
They might take it if you manage to put it back into one of those like milk pouches.
I don't think they take it. I doubt that would happen.
I think they'd be real impressed that you managed to get it back.
You did this? Okay. All right, that's cool.
That's a lot of work. So
this is you? This blood is you? Okay. All right. That's your copy of Spider-Man for the N64. There you go.
I have Street Fighter. They're talking about Street Fighter 5 in the thing. I have Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, I got it. I got it just because it was like $40 for the collector's edition, and
that's
came
what
with the
I have.
statue.
I have that exact same thing. So,
and it was worth it, right?
It was 100% not worth it. So,
well, maybe if had I launched the game, but whatever.
Yeah.
I like the statue, so there you go.
I also have that 30 years collector's edition that came before they did the most recent anniversary edition.
No, I don't have that. No.
But the one that came with like 14 discs, and it's like, hey, you want to play the PS1 version and blah blah blah.
I remember playing Street Fighter 2 on the PC with a mouse, with a keyboard. I think, but I mean, that's what I had. It was dope.
I want to say my buddy had the Genesis version, and I remember.
Why did I play that? Didn't I have it on? No, I didn't. I didn't have it on Super Nintendo yet. I got it.
I remember Mortal Kombat more clearly when we got it in the neighborhood.
I don't think I got it until Turbo came out. Then I got Super. And then I got Alpha 2 on SNES, which I still have somewhere around here. Outside of it pausing right before the fight began to load the music in, it was a pretty decent version. It was all right.
I think I have Alpha now on my SNES Classic.
I have all the SNES games on the SNES Classic. So,
well, once on the SNES Classic, it can't hold all the SNES games.
Well, okay, not all. The majority of the ones I would want to play.
I was gonna say.
Well, let's put it this way: I have like 500 or 500. I have a lot of games on there.
That's impressive.
I've thought about maybe doing the plugging up the OTG cable and a USB drive and just putting everything on it, but I haven't done that yet. I've done it on everything else. Like I have every Fire Stick I have in the house has an OTG adapter with a thumb drive with like thousands of ROMs on it because I'm dumb. So,
hey, dude, you do you.
GameVet, thank you for watching the stream. We appreciate it.
Yes,
thank you.
Thanks everyone for hanging out.
Yeah. That's my show. Thank you everybody who came into the stream. That's asking questions, making comments. That makes for a better show. We appreciate it. Hopefully Mike's doing all right. I think he just got detained with life stuff that happens. If you want to leave us feedback, email us at podcast@GameEnthus.com or individually at Tiny415 at GameEnthus, Assault Suit at GameEnthus, or Aaron at GameEnthus. Indifference also works, but Aaron, you can do that as well. If you want to leave us a voicemail, the number is 202-573-7686. Yeah.
Yeah, when I email Aaron,
thank you, Javon, for coming out too. Was that you said what?
Emails. When I email you, I send you like 4 emails. So
just to make sure I get them.
I'm always not. I'm like, I'll go to GameEnthus at GameEnthus.com, and Aaron at GameEnthus.com. Maybe Indifference, and then your other email that I'm not going to say out loud because it's not in the GameEnthus email.
Okay, that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and shout out to Brad Galloway and Brad Galloway from well, I don't know if he does Game Critics anymore, but shout out to him and Asif from Shack News. They both picked up copies of that Super Meat Boy card game for me at PAX West.
Oh, very cool.
And send that to me, so shout out to them. That was what's up. Because I guess they were giving out some kind of special card. I was like, oh, the game was like $10. So I asked both of them, and I forgot that I had asked both of them. They both got it. So I was like, oh, okay.
Good stuff.
What's your PayPal? So
yeah. And I mean, actually, since you brought up PAX West, if you haven't, there's some great panels. I've watched them on.
I need to do that.
I watched them online. I've seen a bunch with several with Khalif on them. I thought the game or the Giant Bomb panel was a lot of fun. I still haven't seen the League of Heels panel yet, but I want to. But the impromptu game or post game mortem with Pat Bear is pretty funny as well. So yeah, check them out. They're all up on YouTube. You can go to like Pat Bear's channel and whatnot to see them.
Oh, and let me just end. I'll check that stuff out, but let me just end it with this. Since we're talking about fighting games and stuff, the one thing I know, these count as fighting games, but people who know me know I love the N64 wrestling games, and I love Fire Pro. So I have Fire Pro on Steam, and I picked up Fire Pro Wrestling World on PS4.
PS4?
If folks want to play some Fire Pro, I'm down to play some. I love some Fire Pro. So they're not fighting games like Street Fighter. To me, they're better. But yeah. So folks want to check those out, let me know. And yep, let's do it. So anyway, Lord willing, I might be. Well, I have a work trip next week, so I don't know if I'll. So we'll have to kind of play that one by ear. Maybe it'll be a an unepisode.
Another unepisode.
So we'll see. Which just getting back and getting stuff together might be kind of crazy. I'm kind of driving back, doing 90 miles an hour at least to make it to back to school night. So yeah, life. But they're worth it. So anyway, I'm rambling. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Good day whenever you're listening to this.
Yes.
And we will see you on those interwebs. The interwebnet. .org, com, net, biz. Yeah. .edu. You good?
Yep.
You good? We're good.
Later.
We're out.